There's this moment that happens to all of us. You're scrolling through social media at 11 p.m., looking at everyone else's highlight reels, and something inside you whispers, "What happened to my dreams?" Maybe you're 25 and already feeling behind. Maybe you're 45 and wondering if it's too late. Maybe you're sitting in your car in a parking lot right now, taking a few extra minutes before going into a job that makes you feel invisible. You know that feeling when someone asks, "So what do you do?" And your answer feels like you're apologizing for your own existence? Yeah, that one. Here's what's really happening in that moment. You're not stuck because life happened to you. You're not stuck because you don't have the right connections, or the right degree, or the right opportunities. You're stuck because somewhere along the way, you started choosing what feels safe over what feels alive. And I get it. I really do. Because I've been there too. We all have this story we tell ourselves about why we can't move forward. But what if that story isn't protecting you? What if it's the very thing that's keeping you small? Tonight we're going to unpack something that might hurt a little at first, but will set you free. The gap between where you are and where you want to be isn't filled with obstacles. It's filled with choices. Hard choices that you've been avoiding because they require you to feel something other than numb. Let me tell you about Mike. He's been working at the same accounting firm for 8 years. Good guy, reliable, shows up on time. Every Friday after work, he stops at the same bar and tells anyone who'll listen about the food truck he wants to start. Gourmet grilled cheese, he says, eyes lighting up for the first time all week. I've got the whole business plan figured out. 8 years of Friday night food truck dreams. 8 years of, I just need to save a little more money first. Meanwhile, 3 different food trucks have set up shop in his neighborhood. One of them is doing gourmet grilled cheese. Mike isn't stuck because starting a food truck is impossible. Food trucks exist. Clearly, it can be done. Mike is stuck because staying at his accounting job, even though it's slowly draining his soul, feels safer than facing the possibility of failure. Or worse, the possibility of success and all the unknown territory that comes with it. Here's the thing about comfort zones. They're not actually comfortable. They're just familiar. You might hate your situation, but at least you know exactly how you'll hate it tomorrow. There's a twisted sense of security in predictable misery. Your brain doesn't care if you're happy. Your brain cares if you're alive. So it will always choose the devil you know over the angel you don't, even when the devil you know is slowly killing your spirit. Think about your own life right now. What's that thing you keep saying you'll do when you're ready? When do you have more money? When you lose weight? When your parents approve? When is the market better? When does Mercury stop being in retrograde? Here's what I wish someone had told me years ago. Ready isn't a feeling you wait for, it's a decision you make while you're still scared. Every dream you've shelved, every goal you've postponed, every time you've chosen Netflix over your novel, you did it to avoid pain. But here's what nobody talks about at those self-help seminars. You're not avoiding pain. You're just choosing a different flavor of it. There are 2 types of pain in this life, the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. The pain of discipline weighs ounces. The pain of regret weighs tons. The pain of discipline is sharp, but temporary. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when your bed feels like heaven. It's having tough conversations when you'd rather scroll your phone. It's learning new skills when you feel stupid and awkward. It's facing rejection when you'd rather not try at all. But this pain has an expiration date. Every time you push through it, you become stronger, more capable, more like the person you actually want to be. Then there's the pain of regret. This one's sneaky. It doesn't announce itself with alarm bells. It starts as a whisper. I'll do it next year. Then it becomes a quiet ache. I should have started sooner. Eventually it becomes a constant weight. I wonder what my life could have been. I know a woman named Lisa who wanted to be a therapist. She had this deep calling to help people heal from trauma, the way someone had helped her heal. But going back to school at 35 felt too risky, too expensive, too late. So she stayed at her insurance job, telling herself she was being realistic. Now she's 52, still at the same insurance company, still watching therapists on Instagram and thinking, that could have been me. The degree would have taken her 6 years to complete part-time. Those 6 years passed anyway. She just didn't get the degree. The conversation you're avoiding? It's not going to get easier next month. The skill you want to learn? It's not going to require less effort next year. The dream you're putting off? It's not going to become less risky with time. It's going to become less possible. Which pain are you choosing? The pain that transforms you, or the pain that slowly eats away at your soul? Let's talk about something deeper, because this isn't just about productivity hacks or time management. This is about the war happening inside your soul. There's this force. Some call it fear, others call it resistance. I call it the voice of smallness that wants you to stay exactly where you are. It sounds reasonable. It sounds protective. It says things like, who are you to think you can do that? And what if people laugh at you? And you should just be grateful for what you have. But there's another voice, quieter, but infinitely more powerful. It's the voice that wakes you up at 3 a.m. with ideas. It's the voice that makes you cry during movies about people following their dreams. It's the voice that says, you're meant for more than this. That voice, that's your soul talking. Your soul didn't sign up for this human experience to play it safe. It came here to grow, to create, to love boldly, to leave the world a little more beautiful than you found it. When you choose comfort over growth, you're not just disappointing yourself, you're disappointing the universe that invested in your potential. Think about the people who have changed your life. Did they play it safe? Maya Angelou could have stayed quiet about her pain. Nelson Mandela could have chosen bitterness over forgiveness. Your third-grade teacher who believed in you when no one else did could have just gone through the motions. Every person who has ever made a difference chose sacred discomfort over profane comfort. They understood something profound. We're not here to be comfortable. We're here to be useful to something bigger than ourselves. When you avoid the growth your soul is calling you toward, you create spiritual constipation. Energy gets stuck. Dreams get trapped. Love gets stifled. That restlessness you feel, that sense that you're living someone else's life, that's your soul trying to get your attention. The depression, the anxiety, the feeling that life is passing you by, these aren't random. They're your internal guidance system telling you that you're living below your spiritual bandwidth. But here's where everything changes. Here's where we stop being victims of our circumstances and start being architects of our destiny. The moment, and I mean the exact moment, you decide to choose growth over comfort, something shifts in the universe. Not because of magic, but because you're finally swimming with the current instead of against it. I know a guy named Carlos who complained about his dead-end warehouse job for 3 years. 3 years of I hate this place, and I'm worth more than this, and someday I'll get out. Then one Tuesday, something clicked. He started studying for IT certifications during his lunch breaks. Within 6 months, he landed a tech support role. Within 2 years, he was managing a team. Were those opportunities there before? Absolutely. But Carlos wasn't ready to see them because his energy was focused on why he was stuck instead of how he could get unstuck. This is the secret the universe operates on. What you focus on expands. When you're committed to your limitations, you'll find evidence for them everywhere. When you're committed to your possibilities, the world starts showing you proof that those possibilities are real. Your current situation is not your final destination. It's your launching pad. And the most liberating truth you'll ever understand is this: you can start changing it right now, today, with the next choice you make. Small acts of courage create momentum. And momentum is everything. You don't need to burn your life down and start over. You just need to make one choice today that serves your future instead of your fears. Apply for the program you've been researching. Call your estranged friend. Clean out that spare room that could become your office. Buy the domain name for your business idea. Take the first guitar lesson. Sign up for the writing workshop. The magic isn't in the size of the step. It's in the direction you're moving. Let's get real about how this actually works in your messy, complicated, bill-paying life. The biggest lie we tell ourselves is that we need to overhaul everything at once. We think transformation means dramatic before and after photos and complete life makeovers. But that's Instagram transformation, not real life transformation. Real transformation happens in the margins. It happens in the 20 minutes before everyone else wakes up. It happens during lunch breaks and weekend mornings and the hour after the kids go to bed. Remember Jennifer from earlier? She didn't quit her toxic job and move to Bali. She started small. She updated her LinkedIn profile. She reached out to one former colleague per week. She practiced interviewing skills in her car on the way to work. 3 months later, she had 2 job offers and a 30% salary increase. This is the compound effect of choosing growth over comfort. Small, consistent actions create exponential results over time. But here's the key. You have to pick one thing. Not 5 things. Not a few small improvements. One thing. One area where you're going to consistently choose discomfort over stagnation. Maybe it's your health. Maybe it's a skill you've always wanted to develop. Maybe it's a relationship that needs attention. Maybe it's a creative project that's been collecting dust in your head. Choose the one thing that if you improved it, would make you respect yourself more. That's your North Star. Now here's the part your perfectionist brain is going to hate. Make your daily commitment embarrassingly small. If you want to write a book, commit to writing 1 sentence a day, not 1 chapter. If you want to get fit, commit to 5 push-ups, not a 2-hour gym session. If you want to learn Spanish, commit to 1 Duolingo lesson, not an hour of immersion. Your ego will scream that this is too small to matter. But that's exactly why it works. Small actions done consistently build the neural pathways of success. Grand gestures done sporadically build the neural pathways of giving up. Okay, enough theory. Here's your exact roadmap for the next 7 days. Not 7 months, 7 days. Because change starts the second you stop thinking about it and start doing it. Day 1. Get clear on your one thing. Grab a piece of paper right now, not your phone, actual paper. Set a timer for 10 minutes. At the top, write, what would make me respect myself more? Then just brain dump everything that comes up. Your health, your relationships, your career, your creativity, whatever's been nagging at you. When the timer goes off, circle the one thing that made your stomach flutter a little when you wrote it. That's your answer. Now write it as a simple statement. I am someone who... fill in the blank. That's your new identity. Day 2. Design your micro-commitment. Take yesterday's identity statement and ask, what would someone who is this do every single day? If you wrote, I am someone who writes, maybe they write one sentence daily. If it's, I am someone who takes care of their body, maybe they do 5 squats while their coffee brews. The key is making it so ridiculously small that your brain can't create a logical excuse. Write this micro action on a sticky note and put it somewhere you'll see it first thing in the morning. Day 3, study your resistance. Today, you're going to become a detective of your own excuses. Keep your phone handy. Every time you think about doing your micro commitment and then don't do it, write down the exact thought that stopped you. Don't judge it, just capture it. I don't have time. I'll do it later. This is stupid. I'm too tired. By the end of the day, you'll have a list of your greatest hits, the stories you tell yourself to stay stuck. Awareness is the first step to freedom. Day 4, connect to your deeper. Why, find a quiet space and close your eyes. Imagine it's 5 years from now, and you become the person you wrote about on day 1. How do you feel in your body? What do people say about you? How do you talk about yourself? Now imagine the opposite. 5 years of staying exactly where you are today. Feel that weight, that regret, that missed opportunity. Open your eyes and write down 3 sentences about why this change matters to your soul, not your resume. This is what you'll read when you don't feel like showing up. Day 5, engineer your environment. Time for some practical magic. Look around your space and remove one obstacle that makes your micro-commitment harder. If you want to read more, move your phone out of the bedroom and put a book on your pillow. If you want to exercise, lay out your workout clothes tonight. If you want to eat better, throw out the junk food. Yes, even the expensive stuff. Then add one trigger. Set a phone alarm with the message, time to become who I said I'd be. Finally, text one person you trust and tell them your micro-commitment. Ask them to check in with you in a week. Day 6. Take one uncomfortable action. Today is the day you prove to yourself that you're serious. Do the thing you've been avoiding that's related to your commitment. If your goal is health, schedule that doctor's appointment. If it's career change, send one networking email. If it's creativity, share something you've created, even if it's imperfect. The point isn't to succeed, it's to break the pattern of avoidance. Your comfort zone is a prison you have the key to. Use it today. Day 7. Choose progress over perfection. Look back at the week. Did you do your micro-commitment every day? If yes, celebrate. You've just built proof that you can trust yourself. If no, that's fine too. Count how many days you did show up. 2 out of 7? That's 2 more than last week. The goal isn't perfection, it's direction. Write yourself a letter of encouragement for the tough days ahead. Start it with, Dear Future Me. When you don't feel like doing this, remember. Then recommit to your micro-action for another week. 7 days from now, you'll wake up and you'll either be the same person with the same problems, or you'll be someone who proved to themselves that change is possible. The choice you make in the next 24 hours will determine which person you become. Here's what I know about you. Even though we've never met, you have everything you need to create the change you want. You don't need more time, more money, more permission, or more perfect circumstances. You need more commitment to yourself than you have to your comfort zone. Your dreams aren't asking you to be perfect. They're asking you to be brave. Stop waiting for the right moment. This is it. This is your moment. Your future self is rooting for you. Don't let them down. What's it gonna be?